Do you dislike Sonic?
Yes!
Well, guess what? Even if you said no, you should watch the video anyways. First, let's talk neutral. Against Sonic, neutral tends to be the most difficult part just because his neutral is really good. He's really fast and he's really good at playing a bait and punish that revolves around whiff punishing through his quick movement speed. And you probably already know that, and if you're actually interested in learning how to beat Sonic, my guess is that you're probably looking on how to beat certain moves, so let's start with Spin Dash. The first thing I want to point out is the visual difference between side B and down B. Top of the screen will have side B, bottom of the screen will have down B. The easiest thing for me to notice is that when Sonic does side B, he kind of pulls himself back as he's charging up, and when he does down B, he doesn't move anywhere. Now you might be asking, oh, what's the big deal? Like, they're both the same move, right? Well, one of the bigger differences between side B and down B is that on startup, side B has invulnerability, whereas down B does not. Something else you should know. When Sonic is in the air and he does side B, he does this like little hop before he actually starts moving towards you, whereas when he does down B, he just starts moving towards you. And I don't blame you if it's hard for you to understand the differences between these because they're all just spinning balls and they don't really, like they aren't that much different from each other. I mean, these are visual indicators that will help you distinguish between the two, but it's honestly pretty difficult to do sometimes when you're playing in the game. Moving on. Although Spin Dash is very fast, the hitbox on it isn't really that big, so you can just straight out beat it with something big or long-lasting like a Wario Bite, Kirby Inhale, or DDD Jab. You can hit him while he's moving and he has Spin Dash activated with pretty much anything like an aerial, but that's obviously going to be a little bit hard sometimes due to his ability to mix up the timing and when he activates it and how fast he is. Oh, and some projectiles clank with Spin Dash while others just straight up beat it. For some of them it kind of depends on the timing. Some examples include Blade Beam, Wolf Blaster, and Charge Shot. I already know what you're gonna say, oh, but he can jump while he's in Spin Dash. Yeah, he can. If you want to actually punish him for jumping, you kind of need to read it if you don't have an effective out of shield option. It's not easy just because he's so fast and constantly throwing out projectiles all the time. It'll probably just cause him to jump over it and try to hit you with homing attack. A universal option that works for any character is to shield. Generally, Sonic will end up doing one of three things after hitting your shield with Spin Dash. He'll jump past you, jump back towards stage, or use homing attack. Out of all these options, the hardest one to actually punish is when Sonic just goes past you. It might seem frustrating, but what you have to realize is that you pretty much get stage control from this, which can sometimes lead to a ledge trapping situation or corner pressure, and those two situations are very good to be in against Sonic. What's Sonic gonna do when he's in the corner? But he's probably not gonna Spin Dash. Having him in the corner limits his options and is one of the times you should really try to pressure him since he can't take as much advantage of his speed and safe moves. If Sonic jumps back towards stage, you can use an aerial to punish him. Some characters will obviously get a lot more off of this than others. And finally, if Sonic decides to use homing attack immediately afterwards, there's a chance you'll get shield poked if you continue to hold shield, but I have a super secret tactic to beating homing attack. You're probably sitting in your seat like, what? Alright, so here's the secret. Tilt your shield. Yep. Anyways, if you don't know how to do this, hold down 2 shield buttons or hold B while you're holding your shield button down, and with your joystick you can go woo! I don't know why, but some characters can't do this with the B button, so if you can't, then good luck. If your character has a decent out of shield option and you tilt your shield up, then you'll be able to punish Sonic more consistently after he uses homing attack on your shield. Sometimes when using your out of shield option, the way that he's facing will matter. When he's facing towards you, when he uses homing attack, he'll bounce away. And if he's facing away from you when he uses homing attack, he'll bounce over you. Generally, if he uses down B and then uses neutral B, then he's going to be facing away from you. So I find that this isn't too hard to keep track of. It's just sometimes he'll bounce in a different direction. You may not know why. And it's just based on the way that he's facing when he decides to use homing attack. You can also use a fast out of shield option to hit him before he gets homing attack off, but it can be kind of risky. You'd basically be making a read at this point since he can decide to activate it whenever he wants. And finally, for homing attack, you can also spot dodge or roll. When Sonic misses homing attack and he bounces off the ground, he's in so much lag that you can basically do whatever you want. You can F smash, you can do a combo starter, or do some crazy Twitter combo that you saw the other day. Sometimes if you decide to spot dodge or roll and Sonic activates his homing attack during your invincibility frames, he won't be able to target you, which will keep sending him in the direction that he was facing, which again can lead to an edge guard, ledge trap, or corner pressure situation. So I kind of mentioned this earlier, but Sonic can charge his homing attack, so it may not be the best idea to sit and shield if this is the case. If the Sonic you're playing against is doing this a lot, you have a few different options. But like I said, and I'm just saying this as a warning, do not continue to hold your shield or even bother tilting it unless you want to get shield poked or have your shield broken. In the event that you're holding shield after Sonic hits you with down B and he decides to charge his homing attack, you can directly attack Sonic, you can spot dodge, or you can roll. So to be honest, I've only really covered about 2 or 3 different moves, but these are generally the moves that people really seem to complain about. The rest of his moves are fairly standard, but if there are moves I didn't cover that you have trouble with, leave a comment down below and I'll try to see if I can answer it. So before I end off, I'll move on to 2 different general strategies that you can use for a good majority of the cast. The first strat I'm going to mention is when you have a lead, especially when you have a lead, just camp him back. There are quite a few characters that can do this. If you're Cloud, charge Limit. If you're Sheik, charge Needles. If you're Samus, charge Shot. If you're Sonic, charge Spin. If you have a lead against Sonic and he's still deciding to camp and he wants to time you out, well then you just win. Like, just don't get impatient. Like, legitimately, if he's just sitting in the corner expecting you to approach even though he's down a stock and a half, you don't have to approach. You can just chill. Might not be the most fun, but I mean, a win's a win, yeah? Second strat, play for positioning. It's basically what I said earlier, but try to corner him. If you find that he keeps spin dashing past you, you don't have to try and punish him for doing that. Sometimes he will put himself in a disadvantageous position, to which then you can pressure him. You can instead try to corner him and then pressure him afterwards. Basically putting him in disadvantageous positions before considering to play really aggressive on him. You know, get him in the air, have him off stage, try to pressure him into the corner. His neutral is really, really good, so if you just try to run at him with an attack, you might find it really difficult to actually hit him. This does not mean that you can't win neutral and then go for advantage state off of it. I'm simply suggesting that there may be easier alternatives in order to get to advantage state. It's a lot easier to edge guard, 2-frame, ledge trap, or pressure Sonic when he's in the corner in comparison to just playing straight neutral. For this reason, Town and City and Kalos tend to be good stages to ban since it's really easy for Sonic to spin dash and go past you without going off stage. Just as a quick note, another reason why Sonic might like these stages is because one of his most common kill confirms, which is down B into fair. Town and City is big and has small blast zones on the side, which allows him to kill at fairly early percents, and on Kalos, while it may not be as effective against characters with good recoveries, he can still kill them fairly early without actually tossing them into the blast zone and instead gimping them with Spring or just pushing them far enough to the point where they can't recover. And that pretty much wraps up the video. If you guys have any questions about anything I didn't cover or maybe something that I didn't quite explain very well, then feel free to leave a comment down below. I also want to improve the quality of these videos, so if you have any suggestions, feel free to also leave a comment down below in that case. I also stream at twitch.tv/TheCheesyGamer. My schedule's been a little bit wonky recently, but I usually try to aim for Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My streams usually consist of doing view arenas, VOD analysis, as well as trying to help people out as much as I can with their gameplay. If you'd like more information about my socials, just go down in the description or join my Discord. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.